Okay, hi everyone. I'm just going to do a video on Zanzibar's eye shedding problem. A few weeks ago, I noticed about a week after he had shed that his left eye had been kept closed most of the time when I'd had to have him out. His other eye was usually open, so I knew that that one was fine, but I wondered why his left eye was always closed. Like, literally, he would never open it. Until one day, like, he decided on his own to open it when I had him out, and I noticed that it was a very, like, white, cloudy sort of colour. Like, you couldn't even see the pupil, you couldn't see any of the eye, it was just, like, white and cloudy. So, I decided to Google it, look up on the internet, see if I could find anything, like, suitable, something that, like, was corresponded to Zanzibar's eye problem. And some forums and some people were saying that it was a cataract, an eye cataract. Also that he was blind in that eye, and that it was like a shedding problem, like he had trouble shedding that eye. So I didn't really know what to believe. I wasn't sure which one it was, but some websites told me that I could try a few things in case it was like eye shed or something. So I decided to get like a Q-tip, or as they say in England, a cotton bud, and I put a little bit of water on it, and I tried to like clean that eye, but it was difficult because he kept his eye shut, so he wasn't really letting me like wipe it. But I tried that, didn't seem to really do anything. I kept his moist hide really moist, and I made it humid in there, and to make sure that he, like, maybe that could help get rid of the shed. Nope, didn't do anything. So I also saw online that some people said try using like a saline solution and use it to flush his eye and see if you can get out any dust, irritants, like any particles, something that could be irritating the eye. I got some of the solution. I just like flushed it into his eye, which he didn't really like so much. I did that for a few days, didn't notice any difference, it was still white and cloudy. So I thought, oh, well, maybe it is eye shed and maybe it'll go away with his next shed or something like that, because I couldn't really afford to go to the vet. Like, I don't really make that much money or anything, it's very expensive. But there was one day I was sitting literally by my laptop, and I had him just like crawling around on me, and he decided to crawl up my chest. And at this point he had both his eyes open, and I looked at the bad eye, the left eye, and I saw this red bubble hanging out of his eye, and it really freaked me out. I was like, what on earth is that thing coming out of his eye? I was like, I have to call the vet. So I pretty much had no choice. I didn't want him to lose his eye or it to be something really serious. So I called the vet, and I went to the vet the next day, and she told me that it was basically shed still stuck in his eye that he couldn't get out. She tried to use the cotton bud with a bit of water to try and get it out of his eye, but he kept shutting it because he did not like anyone touching his eye. So she couldn't really do anything. She said the only thing I can do and is like prescribe you an ointment for you to put on Zanzibar's eye twice a day for as long as it takes until his shed comes out of his eye, because it will moisten his eye and that will help get rid of it. So she prescribed that to me as well, and so I've been using it for about 5 days, twice a day, and I've noticed that eye is actually, he has it open right now actually. I'll see if I can get him to, don't know, can you see? Oh, he's been difficult right now. He tends to get difficult sometimes. I'm trying to get in the right, yeah, it's not gonna work. Oh dear, oh well. Anyway, so he has both of them open, and it's definitely not as cloudy. You can actually see his pupils now. And he has been opening his eyes, so I think he can actually see better, because beforehand when it was so cloudy he had it closed most of the time because he couldn't really see anyway, so it didn't really make any difference. So it seems to be working. I'm going to keep doing it for a few more days until it's completely clear and I can completely see his eye. There's no shed whatsoever. So I'm hoping that will be sorted out in the next couple of days. But he's been pretty much himself. He still likes to wander around and be energetic and stuff like that. The only thing is he hasn't been eating. Yeah, he has not been eating for about, other than his shed, because he shed again whilst the day that I took him to the vet. Other than his shed, he hasn't eaten for, want to say, almost a week. I'm not too worried about it because I know that leopard geckos are very picky eaters, and if they're stressed out or uncomfortable or something like that, they'll just go off with their food for a little while, and usually they'll decide when they're really hungry that they want to eat again. So I'm not totally worried about it. I think it's also the fact that I have to give him oral medicine, antibiotics every day, once a day, for like 5 days, because he has this little bump next to his good eye. It's like right here. The vet wasn't sure what it was. She said he could have just like bumped his head, or he could have just rubbed it up against something and irritated it, or it could be forming an abscess. So that's why she prescribed me the antibiotics in the really thin, small syringe that I have to give him orally for 5 days, once a day. Today is his last dose. He really, really hates it though. He gets really scared. He sometimes wets himself. He does not want to open his mouth when you try to put it in there, and he'll shut it quickly even when you do manage to get his mouth open. But we've managed to give him his dosing so far. It hasn't really changed, to be honest. It doesn't really look any different. So it may not be an abscess. She did say that it could just be a bump, and like a wound or something. It's not open. It's just a little bump there. So she said the antibiotics was just a precaution, so to prevent any abscess forming. So I'm hoping that it isn't going to be an abscess then, since like it hasn't really done anything. It could just be a bump, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I think that's also been why he hasn't wanted to eat. So it stresses him out with all that medication and people touching his eye and shoving syringes down his throat. But he's still been active. He's still friendly. Have a look at a little close up there. Yeah, he's relaxed on my arm now. But yeah, he's a really sweet gecko. I just wanted to do this video to basically inform other people that may have noticed the same thing with their leopard geckos, just so that they're not freaked out and they think, oh, their leopard gecko's blind or something like that. It could just be eye shed, and you should try your best to moisten it. If you can't do it yourself with like a cotton bud or something, then you should probably take it to the vet so you can get that ointment that we used on him. So anyway, just helpful when other people share their experiences, so I thought I would do that for you, everyone out there. But yeah, that's it really. I am planning on doing a video on my new baby giant day gecko as soon as possible. It's not tame at the moment because he's so little and he's very scared and everything. But I will do a video on his like setup, and just so you can see him. He's really, really cute and he's really pretty. But until then, please comment on my videos. Let me know if you've had any other experiences with your leopard geckos, any advice, other things like that. And please subscribe. I have like no subscribers right now, since I'm like new to YouTube. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you all later. Bye.